Good morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. We're currently in Texarkana. We're going to break down camp and head to Petit Jean State Park today in Arkansas. We arrived at Petit Jean about 3:30 in the afternoon and checked into the visitor center. If you're renting a cabin or a campsite or a yurt, this is where you would go to check in. They do have a lodge here. If you have a room in the lodge, you would go to the lodge to check in. As you approach the visitor center, on the right is some meeting rooms, and on the left is the visitor center. In the middle is an open pavilion. If you go on back, you have some pretty views of Lake Bailey. Lake Bailey is a man-made lake that was made by the CCC in the late 30s, early 40s. They do rent kayaks, canoes, paddle boats, and even fishing boats. You can rent them for the day or by the hour. It is a popular spot to fish. It's a beautiful day today. It's still a little warm. It's in the 90s. But in the next 24 to 48 hours, we're supposed to be down to freezing temperatures. So we're hoping while we're here, we can see some changing of the leaves. Being from South Texas, we don't get to see that. So when we do get the opportunity, we thoroughly enjoy it. As you enter the visitor center, on the right-hand side are some pamphlets on some things to do in the area. They have a little gift shop in here as well. You can buy some souvenirs of Petit Jean State Park. They have the counter where you check in. And then in the back, they have a little museum. And it's an interactive museum, so I think it would be a lot of fun for kids and even adults. It's not very large, so it doesn't take very long to go through. But you get to do something in every little station. Gives you some good information about Petit Jean State Park, of the vegetation and the wildlife, the mountains, the erosions, and how they came to be. I think it's well worth the time, maybe 30 minutes to go through this and see it. All across the back of this is glass where you can look out into Lake Bailey, look out over Lake Bailey. We did get checked in. We're on the lake loop. Just over to the left there, you can actually see the water. It's on Lake Bailey. And I like Petit Jean because the sites in this particular loop are very far apart. If you have 3 dogs, you don't want to be at a nuisance or a disturbance to anyone. So it's nice to have the space to walk them and play. This does have full hookups. And in the evening, the best place, I think, to see a sunset in Petit Jean State Park is at Mather Lodge. They have a big area in the back, and you can go and watch the sunset over the mountains. At the lodge, they do have a restaurant. And we did go in, and all 8 of us sat down and had a nice meal together. And we enjoyed our day. We're glad to be here. Thank you so much for you being here and watching us.